Lexie Hall being back in Indiana in the gym, working out. We saw Keith Porter in there. We saw Lexie shooting her shots. We saw Lexie with reverse layup.
Picture this, Lexie Hull back in the Hoosier State sweating it out in an Indiana gym. The air hums with the sound of sneakers squeaking on hardwood and the rhythmic thud of a basketball meeting its mark. We catch glimpses of Keith Porter, the Fever's player development maestro, barking instructions, while Lexie drills reverse layups and fires off jumpers with a focus that's almost palpable. Meanwhile, across the league, Angel Reese is pumping out her own workout clips, except they're raising eyebrows for all the wrong reasons. The Indiana Fever recently dropped a video of Hull's latest training session on our YouTube channel, and it's not just a highlight reel. It's a masterclass in basketball growth that throws Reese's approach into sharp relief. We're not talking subtle differences here. It's like comparing a finely tuned sports car to a flashy showpiece that's all chrome and no engine. Why do some players soar while others stall? Let's dive into this tale of two athletes, break it down, and unearth a jaw-dropping stat that'll leave you rethinking everything. Ready? Let's roll. Lexie Hull's return to Indiana isn't just a homecoming, it's a transformation in motion.
I'm trying to figure out why she's putting so much time in developing an outside shot when she works under the basket, primarily.
The Fever's latest video isn't your typical social media flex. There's no thumping bass track or slow-mo filters to juice up the drama. Instead, it's raw, purposeful, and real. Hull's grinding alongside stars like Caitlin Clark and Brianna Turner, running drills that feel like they've been ripped straight from a game plan. You can almost smell the sweat and hear the chatter as they work through sets, screenplays, catch-and-shoot sequences, and cutting patterns that scream intentionality. This isn't some aimless shoot-around. It's a blueprint for what Hull needs to dominate next season. What's immediately striking is how every move ties into the Fever's system. A motion offense that's all about flow, reads, and relentless movement. If you're new to the term, imagine a dance where every step creates space, every cut opens a lane, and every pass sets up a score. Hull's training is laser-focused on mastering this. Watch her nail a high-release jumper, the ball arcing smoothly from her fingertips, or weave through a screen to finish strong at the rim with a floater. It's not random, it's deliberate, targeting the exact spots where she faltered early last year. She's honing three key pillars: textbook shooting form, screen and cut precision, and a mid-range game that's starting to look lethal. And here's the kicker. It's all built to sync with Clark's wizardry on the court. When Clark draws defenders like moths to a flame, Hull's ready to capitalize on the openings, turning passing lanes into buckets.
Then the defense she plays and getting her hands on balls and all the other stuff Lexie does that makes us absolutely cheer for her and appreciate her. It's that she...
The Fever's coaching crew, led by the likes of Keith Porter, has clearly cracked open the data vault. Hull's breakout after the Olympic break last season wasn't a fluke. Her shooting efficiency spiked, and her minutes turned into impact. This video shows they're not resting on that laurel. They're refining what worked, chiseling her into a cornerstone of their offense. There's no fluff here, no props or gimmicks, just pure, unfiltered basketball work. It's the kind of footage that makes you nod in approval, appreciating the grind that translates directly to game nights. And then there's Lexie herself, beaming through it all. That joy, yes, J-O-Y, radiates from her smile as she sinks shot after shot. It's not just contagious, it's a secret weapon. Players who love the process don't just show up. They dig deeper, push harder, and evolve faster. It's why Hull's trajectory is skyrocketing while others... Well, let's get to that. Now flip the scene to Angel Reese and her Chicago Sky offseason saga. Her training videos have been popping up too, but they're sparking a different reaction. Confusion mostly. Here's a 6'3" post player who thrives in the paint, yet she's out there hoisting three-pointers like she's auditioning for Golden State. Last season, she shot a measly 18% from deep, barely a blip, while her finishing within 5 feet hovered at a shaky 44.5%. Overall field goal percentage, a grim 39%. For a big who's supposed to own the interior, those numbers are a neon sign flashing, "Work needed here." So why is she spending her offseason chasing a perimeter game that's light years from her role? It's like a chef perfecting sushi when their menu's all burgers and fries. Reese's clips feel more like Instagram bait than a development plan. There's a vibe of look at me rather than watch me grow. Fans aren't buying it either. Social media's buzzing with takes like, why is she jacking up threes when she can't hit a layup? Or is she trying to be Clark 2.0?
Does it with such joy. Joy, the three-letter word that is so huge in sports, and we don't always see that in people, but there's that joy on her face.
It's not just snark, it's a legit question about priorities. Reese's game is built on rebounding and interior force. Nearly 40% of her boards last year came from her own misses, a stat we'll unpack later. Yet instead of sharpening her touch around the rim, she's out there launching long-range prayers that don't fit her sky. Let's zoom in on Hull's approach first, because it's a textbook case of working smart, not just hard. Her drills aren't about flash, they're about function. That high-release shot, it's not just pretty, it's tougher to block and sets up a natural arc for consistency. The reverse layups and floaters, they're the exact finishes she'll need when cutting off Clark's dime drops. The Fever's motion offense demands players who can move without the ball, read defenses, and finish on the fly. Hull's training checks every box. It's like watching an architect draft a building, every line serving a purpose. Last season, she flipped a switch post-Olympics, going from a bench warmer to a spark plug. Her three-point clip hit 47%, red-hot stuff that stretched defenses thin. This offseason, she's not coasting. She's doubling down, turning potential into permanence. Contrast that with Reese, and the gap widens. Her workout footage is a fundamentals nightmare. The ball starts low, chest level, not forehead, wrist crossed awkwardly, motion more push than flow. It's not just ugly, it's inefficient. Shooting coaches would wince at those crossed wrists, a rookie mistake that throws off alignment and invites blocks.
Out there of Angel working on her game, in the lab, as they say, and mostly what we see is Angel shooting three-pointers.
Her threes clank more than they swish, and it's no shock why. The mechanics are off from step one. For a player who lives in the paint, this focus feels like a detour down a dead-end road. Her 44. 5% finishing rate within 5 feet is historically bad for a post player. Think about that. She's missing more than half her bunnies, yet her off-season fix is more threes? It's baffling, and it begs the question, where's the coaching? Is anyone in her camp calling out these flaws, or are they too busy hitting record for the next viral clip? The stats tell a brutal story. Hull's 47% from deep last year opened the floor for Indiana, making Clark's playmaking even deadlier. Reese, meanwhile, couldn't crack 45% on shots she's supposed to own. Close-range looks that should be gimmies for a 6'3" forward. And that 40% rebounding stat? It's not hustle, it's inefficiency masked as effort. She's cleaning up her own bricks, not crashing the glass like a true boards beast. Imagine if she spent her time perfecting that interior touch instead. Her value would skyrocket overnight. Instead, she's chasing a mirage, and Chicago fans are left wondering if their stars lost the plot. This isn't just about two players, it's about philosophies. The Fever are crafting a machine, each part polished to fit the whole. Hull's not alone. Aaliyah Boston's grinding post moves and mid-range looks, tailored to her role as a dominant five. It's a system where strengths shine and weaknesses shrink, orchestrated by a staff that's all in on development. Steph White's crew isn't chasing headlines, they're chasing banners. After the All-Star break last year, Indiana turned heads, finishing strong and scaring playoff foes. Now with vets like Turner blending with young guns like Clark and Hull, they're building a contender brick by brick. Reese's path, though? It's a solo act with no script. She's got the hustle, credit where it's due, but the direction's missing. The Sky need her as a paint predator, not a perimeter pretender. Her shooting last season was, frankly, a train wreck. 39% from the field, sub 50% on layups, 13% from 5-9 feet. That's not needs tweaking, that's needs an overhaul. Yet her off-season's a highlight reel of misfires, not a roadmap to redemption. It's the basketball equivalent of practicing free throws for a dunk contest. Effort's there, but the target's off. So why does this matter? Because development isn't just sweat, it's strategy. Hull's joy-fueled grind is sculpting her into a system star, while Reese's scattershot approach risks stalling her ceiling. The Fever's blueprint, role clarity, tailored drills, team synergy, is why they're pegged as the WNBA's next big thing.
But I was looking at her stats, so I jotted some down right here, and she shoots an abysmal 39% from the field. She shot below 50% on shots less than 5.
Reese, for all her talent, could fade into irrelevance if she doesn't realign. That stat, Hull outshooting Reese from deep better than Reese does up close, isn't just shocking, it's a warning. One's building a legacy, the other's chasing likes. Which path wins titles? Tune into our YouTube channel next season. We'll find out.